Have you ever found yourself standing at the crossroads of a significant life decision, feeling the gravity of the moment, and yet something inside you hesitates, a whisper of doubt holding you back? This hesitation, my friends, is fear. Now let me share something intriguing, a moment that might set you into a realization. Imagine waking up one day, finding out that the world, as you know, it has shifted not because of some grand catastrophe, but because in a moment of clarity you see fear not as the colossal giant you once thought it to be, but as a mere shadow diminished by the light of your courage. Consider this: how often have we let fear dictate the course of our lives? How many opportunities have we missed because we were afraid to take that first step? Fear is a curious companion. It's there when we make about our careers, our relationships, and our dreams. It whispers of failure when we stand on the brink of success and speaks of rejection, when love is within our grasp. But what if I told you that the power to act fearlessly, to face life's challenges with unwavering courage, lies within each of us? Today we delve into the essence of acting as if nothing can instill fear in us, not the absence of fear, but the mastery of it, the kind of fearlessness that doesn't just happen. It's a choice of practice and a declaration of our spirit. Imagine the possibilities that unfold when we choose to act not out of fear, but out of conviction, of an unshakable belief in our own abilities and worth. As we embark on this exploration together, I want you to ponder a simple question. What would you do if you were not afraid? Would you take the leap, the nature of fear and its role in growth towards starting that business? Would you open your heart to love again? Rhetorical. It's the key to unlocking a life of richness, adventure, and fulfillment. Our journey today is about transforming fear from a barrier into a stepping stone, about learning to act with a heart full of courage and a mind focused on the horizon of our potential. It's about understanding that fearlessness is not the absence of fear, but the triumph over it. So let's set sail on this voyage of discovery where each of us learns to act as if nothing fears us, where we embrace the challenges and opportunities of life with open arms and a fearless heart. Fear, that a Joe feeling that has been with us since the dawn of humanity, is something I've spent a great deal of time pondering. It's as universal as the air we breathe, yet its impact on our lives is profound and deeply personal. Fear, in its essence, has played a crucial role in human development. It kept our ancestors safe from harm, guiding them away from real dangers. But as we've evolved, so has the nature of our fears. They become less about survival and more about the risks we associate with failing, with stepping beyond our comfort zones. Let me share a story with you, one that I believe illustrates the dual nature of fear. There was once a young artist filled with talent and passion, yet paralyzed by the fear of rejection. This fear kept his art hidden in the shadows, unseen by the world. It wasn't until he faced a significant loss in his life that he realized how short our time truly is. The fear of not being remembered, of not leaving a mark. The catalyst for change. He began to share his work. And yes, there were rejections, but there were also accolades, moments of connection with others who found joy and meaning in what he created. His fear, once a barrier, became the push he needed to grow. This story isn't unique. History is filled with individuals who face their fears and in doing so change the world. Consider the Wright brothers battling the skepticism and ridicule of their time to pursue the dream of flight. Their success wasn't just a triumph of invention, it was a victory over the fear of the unknown, a testament to what can be achieved when we refuse to let fear dictate our action. Now I ask you to reflect on your own life. What fears are holding you back? It the fear of failure, of judgment, or perhaps the fear of stepping into the unknown. Recognize these fears for what they are: not insurmountable walls, but hurdles that can be overcome with courage and determination. Fear can be a barrier, yes, but it can also be a powerful motivator. It's all about perspective when we begin to view our fears, not as stop signs, but as guideposts pointing us toward growth. We unlock our true potential. This doesn't mean the absence of fear. It means embracing it, understanding it, and ultimately moving through it. Let's make a commitment not to eradicate fear from our lives. That would be impossible, but to redefine our relationship with it. Let's decide that when we encounter fear, we will acknowledge it, examine what it's trying to tell us, and then, armed with that knowledge, choose to act in spite of it. Remember, the goal isn't to become fearless. The goal is to learn to act as embracing the philosophy of acting as, if nothing fears you, it's a settled distinction, but a powerful one. It's about taking control of the narrative, transforming fear from a roadblock into a stepping stone. This is the path to not just enduring life, but thriving in it as we move forward. Let's keep this dialogue with fear open, continually asking ourselves, what am I really afraid of and why, and how can I use this fear as fuel for growth by doing so? We not only navigate our fears more effectively, but also begin to chart a course toward a life defined not by limitations, but by possibilities. Let this understanding of fear not weaken us, but strengthen our resolve to forward, to grow, and to achieve. Because on the other side of our fears lie our greatest achievements, our deepest connections, and our most profound sense of fulfillment. Let's embrace the journey, tears and all, with courage and an open heart. Imagine stepping into a room and right before your eyes something unusual happens that catches your attention, stirring a blend of surprise and curiosity within you now. Hold on that feeling, because today we're delving into a realm that much, like that unexpected event, holds the potential to transform our understanding and approach to life. This realm is none other than the concept of acting as if a philosophy that might just be the key to unlocking an existence where nothing, absolutely nothing, fears us. The essence of acting as if, in a simple yet profound principle, our actions can shape our beliefs, our feelings, and ultimately our reality. Picture this for a moment. You're standing at the edge of a high dive at a local swimming pool. Your heart races, palms sweat, and every fiber of your being screamed, I can't do this. But then you decide to act as if you are the bravest soul alive. Straighten your posture, take a deep breath, and before you know it, you're leaping into the air, slicing through your fears as you dive into the water below. This act, this simple decision to behave as though you possess the courage you desperately seek, is a powerful catalyst for change. It's dressing for the job you want, not the job you have, or smiling to trick your mind into half the beauty of acting as if lies in its ability to perceive and influence our internal state. It's a testament to the idea that sometimes to believe in ourselves, we first need to see ourselves in action, embodying the very qualities we aspire to possess. Consider the story of a young entrepreneur filled with dreams, but plagued by self-doubt every day. He acted as if he were a successful business magnate, making decisions with confidence, engaging with clients assertively, and leading his team with conviction, despite the fear of failure lurking. His mind, his actions painted a different picture, one of success, determination, and leadership. Over time, this narrative became his reality, not because his fears vanished overnight, but because he chose to act in spite of them. Acting as if is not about denying our fears or pretending they exist. Rather, it's about challenging ourselves to behave in ways that align with our aspirations, even when fear tries to hold us back. It's a commitment to taking action, to stepping into the unknown, and to transforming our lives from the outside. And let me share with you another tale, one that brings this concept to life in a different light. There was a woman who dreamed of being a writer, but self-doubt kept her from putting pen to paper. Then one day she decided to act as if she were already a celebrated author. She set a daily writing schedule, created a dedicated workspace, and started treating her writing with the seriousness it deserved. Her actions, rooted in the philosophy of acting, as if gradually built her confidence, honed her craft, and eventually led to her first published work. This transformative power behavior change is not just limited to individual anecdotes. It's a principle that has been embraced by performers, athletes, business leaders, and anyone practical steps to overcome fear, who's dared to dream big by acting as if they've broken through barriers, achieved their goals, and most importantly, learn to act fearlessly in the face of life's challenges. So as we embark on this exploration together, I invite you to reflect on your own life. What fears are holding you back? What dreams lie dormant, waiting for a spark of courage to ignite them? Consider the possibility that by simply acting as if you already possess the courage, the confidence, or the expertise you seek, you could initiate a ripple of transforms your entire existence. As we delve deeper into the philosophy of acting as if, remember that every action you take is a step towards becoming the person you aspire to be. Let your actions speak louder than your fears, and watch as the world opens up in ways you never imagined possible in the dance of life. There's a rhythm that all too often gets interrupted by a beat. We're all too familiar with fear. It's that silent whisper or that loud roar that stops us in our tracks. But what if I told you that this very fear, the one you might be thinking of right now, is not the enemy, but a guide? Yes. Guide today, let's navigate this terrain together, learning to embrace fearless through 3 practical steps: identifying our fears, redefining what fear means to us, and acting despite the fear. The first step in our journey is to look inward and ask ourselves, what am I truly afraid of? This requires a moment of honesty, a pause in our busy lives to acknowledge these fears. It could be the fear of failure, of rejection, or perhaps the fear of not living up to our own expectations. Whatever it is, identifying it is crucial. It's like shining a light in a dark room and seeing that what we thought was a monster is just a shadow on the wall. Now let's talk about redefining fear instead of viewing it as a giant wall blocking our path. What if we saw is a signpost indicating growth? Think about it. The moments that make us feel the most alive, the times we grow the most, are often those that scare us the most. What? Because growth lies just beyond our comfort zones. So when fear arises, instead of turning away, we lean in, recognizing it as a sign that we're about to grow. And here comes the part where courage plays its role, acting despite fear. It's about taking that step even when our legs feel like they might not hold us. Doesn't mean being reckless, but rather being brave. It's without making that phone call, starting that project, or even speaking up for what we believe in despite the butterflies in our stomach. Let me share a story with you, one that beautifully illustrates this principle. There was a person, much like anyone here, who dreamed of changing careers to pursue their passion. This dream, however, was shadowed by the fear of the unknown, of leaving behind a stable job for uncharted waters. But one day they decided to act despite this fear. They began to take small steps, dedicating evening to learning new skills, and slowly but surely these actions built momentum. The fear didn't disappear overnight, but with each step forward it became less paralyzing. Eventually this person not only transitioned into a new career, but also discovered a resilience and confidence they never knew they had. So how can we apply this to our own lives? Start small, choose one fear you identified earlier, and take one small action against it. It could be as simple as writing down your dream on a piece of paper, joining a class to learn a new skill, or even just speaking your fear out loud. The size of the step doesn't matter as much as the act of taking it. Remember, fearlessness is not about the absence of fear. It's about moving forward in spite of it. It's about making fear your companion on this journey, not the dream. So let's take these steps together, embracing the learning every attempt, and remember, each time we act despite our fears, we're not just moving closer to our goals, we're becoming the very person we aspire to be. As we wrap up this part of our discussion, I encourage you to hold on to these principles, let them guide you in the days and weeks ahead, and when you find yourself face to face with fear, remember, it's just another opportunity to grow, to learn. If nothing can hold you back together, let's step into a world where fear guides us but never defines us. Adopting a fearless attitude isn't just about conquering personal demons or achieving individual milestones. Its impact ripples through every aspect of our lives, from the way we interact with others to our pursuit of career goals, and fundamentally, how we experience life. The impact of a fearless attitude on life itself. Imagine for a moment the transformation that takes place when fear no longer dictates your choices. It's like seeing the world vibrant colors after a lifetime of grayscale. Consider personal relationships. Fearlessness fosters a level of openness and honesty that's often masked by our apprehensions. How many times have we held back from expressing our true feelings, scared of vulnerability? We invite deeper connections, Rooted in authenticity, relationships flourish when we dare to be our true selves, unafraid of judgment, willing to take the risk of being fully seen in the realm of career advancement. A fearless attitude is equally transformative. History is replete with individuals who dared to think differently, to challenge the status quo, and as a result left indelible marks on their field take. For instance, the story of Steve Jobs, his fearless pursuit of innovation despite new setbacks revolutionized multiple industries, or considered J.K. Rowling, who faced rejection after rejection, yet remained undeterred, her unwavering belief in her story, eventually giving birth to the Harry Potter series, a cultural phenomenon. These stories exemplify how a fearless attitude can be a powerful catalyst for success, turning visions into reality against all odds. But perhaps the most profound impact of adopting a fearless attitude lies in overall life satisfaction. Fearlessness doesn't mean you won't face challenges, but it ensures that when you do, you'll see them as opportunities for growth rather than insurmountable obstacles. This perspective shift can lead to a life filled with more adventure, fulfillment, and ultimately happiness. When we act fearlessly, we live fully embracing each moment and opportunity with open arms. Now, you might wonder, how can I start embodying this fearless attitude? It begins with small steps, a conscious decision to face each day with courage, to say SEA to opportunities even when uncertainty looms large. It's about trusting in your ability to navigate whatever comes your way and remembering that on the other side of fear lies growth. So as we move forward, let's challenge ourselves to adopt this fearless attitude. Let's build relationships on the foundation of authenticity, pursue our careers with unyielding determination, and approach life with a heart open to all its possibilities. Remember, the journey toward fearlessness is ongoing, a series of choices we make every day, and while it may not always be easy, the rewards of life rich in connection, achievement, and joy are truly immeasurable. Let us draw inspiration from those who've walked this path before us, using their story. Our way together, we can step into a world where fear no longer holds the reins, where our dreams and aspirations know no bound. This is the promise of a fearless attitude, and it's within reach for each and every one of us. Let's embrace it wholeheartedly. In the grand tapestry of life, each thread represents our connections, our relationships, and the environments we immerse ourselves in. Just as a gardener cultivates the soil for their plants, so too must we cultivate an environment for ourselves, an environment that fosters fearlessness, growth, and unwavering support. This is not a journey we embark on alone, but rather one that flourishes with the company of like-minded souls, individuals who echo our aspirations, who challenge us to reach higher, and who stand by us as we navigate the waters of uncertainty and change. If for a moment the impact of those around you, do they you higher or do they anchor you to the ground? The people we surround ourselves with are not just companions, they are mirrors reflecting back at us our deepest fears, our highest hopes, and our untapped potential. To cultivate a fearless environment, we must first be intentional about who our inner circle. Seek out those who embody the spirit of courage, who face life's challenges with a steadfast heart, and who see failure not as a setback, but as a cultivating a fearless environment stone to greatness, building a community or network that encourages fearlessness and growth. Begins with a single step. Reaching out, start by connecting with individuals who inspire you, perhaps a colleague who navigates challenges with grace, a friend whose resilience in the face of adversity leaves you in awe, or even a mentor whose wisdom lights your path. Connections. These relationships are the seeds from which a supportive community grows. But how do we nurture these seeds? It starts with openness, a willingness to share our own journey, our fears, and our dreams in doing. So we invite others to do the same, creating a space where vulnerability just accepted but celebrated. From this place of mutual understanding and respect, a powerful synergy emerges, one where encouragement flows freely, where successes are amplified, and where setbacks are met with compassion. and a collective resolve to push forward. Let me share with you the story of a group of entrepreneurs who understood the value of such a community. They met at a conference, each a beacon of ambition, yet grappling with their own uncertainties. Recognizing the strength in their shared visions, they formed a mastermind group, a circle of trust and motivation where they could discuss ideas, confront their fears, and celebrate their victories. This group became a fearless environment, a sanctuary where the impossible seemed just a little more attainable. Creating such a community doesn't require grand gestures. It can begin with simple acts. Start a book club focused on personal development, organize a monthly meetup for goal setting, or even create an online forum where ideas, encouragement can be exchanged freely. The platform matters less than the intention behind it. The goal is to forge connections that empower, inspire, and propel each member toward their individual and collective aspirations. In cultivating a fearless environment, we also cultivate within ourselves a deeper sense of belonging, purpose, unwavering courage. We learn to act as if nothing fears us, not because we no longer face fear, but because we know we do not face it alone. We are bolstered by our community, our work of fearless warriors, each on their own journey, yet united in the pursuit of growth, excellence, and the unshakable belief that together we are invincible. So as we move forward, let us be mindful of the environments we cultivate, both for ourselves and for those around us. Let us be the beacon for others, just as we seek beacons for ourselves in this shared journey of fearlessness. Let us remember that the most profound growth, that the most enduring successes are those that are nurtured within the warmth of a supportive community together. Let's build our environment one of courage, growth, and boundless potential. Let's take a moment to reflect on the journey we've embarked upon today. It's been a journey not measured in conclusion and call to action miles, but in the depth of understanding. We've explored the fears we've confronted and the vision of fearlessness we've begun to embrace. Acting fearlessly isn't about the absence of fear. It's about recognizing that fear and choosing to move forward regardless. It's about the power within each of us to shape our destinies, to live more fulfilling and empowered lives today. We've uncovered the nature of fear not as an impenetrable barrier, but as a guidepost signaling growth. An opportunity. We've discovered the transformative philosophy of acting as if a principle that teaches us our actions can indeed precede and shape our beliefs and feelings. We've explored practical steps to embracing fearlessness, from identifying our fears to redefining them and also taking bold action. Despite we've discussed the profound impact a fearless attitude can have on our personal relationships, our careers, and our overall satisfaction with life. And finally, we've emphasized the importance of cultivating a environment, one that nurtures and encourages our fearlessness and growth. Now, as we stand on the precipice of possibility, I encourage you to commit to one action step that embodies fearlessness in your life. It doesn't have to be monumental. Even the smallest step can lead to significant change. Whether it's reaching out to someone who inspires you, starting a project you've been putting off, or simply choosing to speak up about something you believe in, let this action be your declaration of fearlessness. Remember, the journey to overcoming fear begins not a single step of courage. It's that first step that sets the course, that proves to ourselves we are capable of more than we ever imagined. So I urge you, don't wait for the perfect moment. It may never come. Instead, seize the power within you, the power to act as if nothing fears you. Let me leave you with this thought: in every heart there lies the potential for extraordinary courage, for resilience that can withstand the greatest challenges. This potential is waiting like a seed beneath the snow, ready to emerge at the first sign of spring. You are the gardener of your soul, the architect of your destiny. It's within your power to nurture this seed, to let it grow and flourish into a life marked not by what you avoided out of fear, but by what you achieve through as you go forth from here. Carry with you the lessons we've shared, the stories that have touched your heart, and the knowledge that within you lies an inexhaustible well of fearlessness. Let your actions reflect this newfound strength. Let your life be a testament to the power of acting as if nothing fears you. And remember, in this beautiful, bewildering journey we call life, it's not the fears we evade that define us, but the challenges we face head-on with open hearts and unyielding courage. So take that step, embrace your fearlessness, and watch as the world unfolds before you in ways you never dared to dream.